It doesn't matter. I can edit it. Cut.
What's going on? What's going on in your life? Uh, are you guys? When are you moving? Let's.
Yeah. So we were up in Madison. We were like talking to we went up so we can like meet the kids can meet the people who will be watching them, which is like one of B's friends who's like a retired teacher. So like, it's
Right.
not that bad. Yeah. Then we drove back today, had to like clean our place. I had a phone interview at Trek, like the bike company. Um, and then we had to clean our place frantically because we had a showing at 4 at our place.
Okay.
So it's just crazy. So now Jess's first day isn't until the day after Labor Day, which is way better. But I still don't know what my work situation is.
So like them to drag their feet.
Yeah, for sure. So I don't know what the hell is going on there.
Yeah.
So there might be some time where I'm like here and there. I don't know. It's gonna be crazy
For a few months, and then it'll.
Hopefully we can sell our place, and that'll make things easier.
What did the realtors say about the market?
They said it usually picks up around Labor Day. The guy she said who saw it today said it seemed good. She said like his impressions were good. Doesn't mean he'll like put in an offer, but for like the first people to see it, like to see like it seemed like they had a good impression. Is a good thing, I think. So we'll see. And we have an open house on Saturday, but we won't be here because Jess has a wedding this weekend she's doing. So and it's in Milwaukee. So we're just me and the kids are gonna stay with my parents' house. We're going to my parents' house tomorrow.
Gotcha.
And we're just gonna stay there because it'll be easier. Like because then we don't have to worry about showing the place. We just leave the place here.
Well, yeah. Good luck, man.
It's fucking nuts.
Fucking what a chaotic year it's been.
How'd your interview? You had an interview today, right?
I had an interview on Wednesday. It went pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Or Tuesday. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine. I mean, I have 4 recruiting companies working with me now.
Yeah.
We'll see. I got 8 weeks unemployment left. Then I'm gonna cash out my 401k probably. So
yeah, you don't want to have to do that.
But I would have to.
Yeah, you got to do it. Right?
So we'll see. I really don't want to do that. And hopefully something works out. But it's been I don't know. I mean, I like not having a job. I'm productive still, but I know I got to get a job. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. All right, man.
All right. So let's get. Also, I didn't know if we should mention that you're moving to Madison on the podcast.
I think I will at the end whenever I list Madison.
All right.
Is when I will, because we won't post this one. I want to do the NFL one. Try to record that this week, this Sunday, and post it like this week.
Okay.
And then because that one needs to be kind of like we need to be like that, and this one we can post a week later. So then by then, it'll be fine. We can just do the NFL one Sunday, and then whatever. All right, man. Start it up.
All right. Welcome back to another edition of the First of the Worst podcast. I am Brendan Murphy.
And I am Steve Arendis.
And we are talking geography today.
Oh, yeah. So many facts to get in the way of this one.
We are talking specifically Middle American geography outside of the city in which we both presently reside.
Yeah. So we're talking about the best cities in the Midwest. What did we say the cutoff was? 100,000 people?
Excluding Chicago.
Yeah. Excluding Chicago because we're assumed that's the best.
Which is kind of a dipshit way to go about it and is one of the reasons everyone hates Chicago. But
whatever. It's right. If we didn't put Chicago on this list, everybody, number one would be so anticlimactic.
Yeah. So, okay, it's the top 10 Midwestern cities outside of Chicago. And Midwest is loosely defined.
I just went on what Wikipedia said. I just looked
so did I. So I don't even know what states constitute this list now. It occurred to me.
So here's what I think constituted it based on looking at it. Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, Illinois, Wisconsin, Minnesota, the Dakotas, Kansas, Nebraska. I think is what they considered Midwest. Kentucky did not count because that would have maybe changed this list. Because it's weird because like some of those Kentucky cities are so close to Cincinnati, but one of them counts and the Kentucky ones don't.
Okay, so this is the way the U.S. Census Bureau does it.
Yeah.
So I did look this up on Wikipedia connected to that list, and that has all those states in it.
It's all based off the census, 2010 census. So if your city grew to over 100,000 people and you're mad that we didn't put it on here, well, it probably sucks anyway.
Yeah, it probably does. You probably don't want to be there.
It probably sucks anyway. All right. Start it up. What's your number 10 city?
My number 10 city, and I will say there's only one city on my list I haven't been to, and I tried to make them all places I had been to, but it just became impossible because there's so many terrible Midwestern cities that I had to put one on that I haven't been to, but it's not actually even my number 10. My number 10 is South Bend, Indiana, which I have been to numerous times for Notre Dame games. It's terrible.
You could take the train there from Chicago.
The train there from Chicago. It's about 2.5 hours away from here. I mean, there's 7 weekends a year, 6 weekends a year. There's a mass migration that direction from Chicago, but for the football games. But Notre Dame's not a fun school, and the most rowdy ruckus days are those football Saturdays, and they don't even compare to like where you and I went to school on those days.
No, and like I didn't go to like a big football school.
Yeah, and Mizzou is now good, but when I was there, they were middling.
Yeah, and that's like the big day at Notre Dame.
So it sucks. It's a beautiful campus.
I'm sure it is.
At Notre Dame, you live in the dorms for 4 years.
You have to?
Yeah. I mean, there's a few ways around
it,
but most people live in the dorms for 4 years. And there's like no co-ed sleepover rule. I don't know if there's bed checks or anything.
It sounds like a really awesome place.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't want that in their college experience?
Yeah, it sounds awesome.
So South Bend, Indiana is my number 10.
Speaking of places that are awesome, so there's basically maybe I've been to this place, but number 10, I don't really remember it too much. There's 2 places on this list I definitely really haven't been except for driving through. But number 10, I'm really just putting them on the list because they don't win anything, and I feel like giving Cleveland number 10 on the list is just, I don't know, it's something for them to be happy about.
Didn't make my list, but I guess the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Yeah, if I could do it again, maybe I would have put Cleveland on there.
I think Cleveland's like underrated. I don't know. I've never really been there, but I feel like it can't suck as much as people say it does. It's like it's like a real city too.
Yeah, I mean, they're like the top 10 or so cities are real cities on this list. I mean, like St. Louis is on the list. It's like the 8th most populated city in the Midwest. I didn't put it on my list, and I'm sure you didn't.
No,
it gets a lot of grief.
St. Louis did not make my list.
I have one friend who I know, if he listens, which he probably doesn't, because he doesn't value my friendship as much as I value his, who would be upset that we ripped on St. Louis. But I don't know.
It's got like an arch.
It sucks. It just sucks.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of places that suck, my number 9 city. The only reason this would ever make your list, I think, is if you went to high school in the state of Illinois and you got to go there in 8th grade, and it was fun for 3 days when you went on we went on a 3-day long trip to Springfield, Illinois, and it was only fun because you were in 8th grade, get to stay in a hotel and go to the swimming pool at the hotel for 3 days. But those 3 days were awesome.
The Holiday Inn.
Yeah. So Springfield, Illinois makes my list.
I actually went for a family reunion before high school, but yeah, definitely stayed at that Holiday Inn.
with the pool inside, right? Yeah. I went to Abe Lincoln's house.
Yeah, that's why you go, is to go to Abe Lincoln's house.
The capital.
And New Salem. It's like this. It's like the equivalent of a Ren Fair in another era.
Yeah.
And the people are that fucking weird.
Springfield, yeah. It's a fun trip. A lot of 8th graders in the state of Illinois take.
My high school. We went to Washington D.C. actually.
In what, 8th grade?
Yeah.
I went out there in like 7th grade. But yeah, in 8th grade we went to. Yeah, I feel like if you live in the state of Illinois, you end up going to Springfield on some field trip at some point to learn about how the government works and to pay homage to Abe Lincoln.
Or doesn't work. Springfield's broken.
Bruce Rauner
said every campaign ad ever.
Every campaign for any party has claimed that they're there to fix Springfield.
Even if they're an incumbent.
Oh, man. Logic. All right, what's your number 9?
This place will definitely not be on yours because you hate the team from here, and I hate them too, but I don't think you would not. I don't think you would exclude a city because you didn't like a team. You're not of that ilk.
I didn't. No, I've never been there. I've only driven through. I know where you're going with this.
But I'm going with Green Bay, and it's also terrible. But it's adjacent to where my parents have a cabin. That's great. So Green Bay is like kind of the shadow. It's
This barely makes the list too. It barely qualifies.
Oh, it's brutal. It's like a burned down, like so many of these places, like all those Ohio towns that none of which made my list. You know,
like Toledo,
and Akron, and Sandusky, and all those places. Those places are burned out
I can't hear you, dude. Yo, I can't hear you at all. I can't hear you. Nothing. Can you hear me? Hello? I got nothing. This is fucking weird. Can you hear me at all? No, you can't hear me either, can you? Now? This is nuts. This is bizarre. Oh.
How about now?
Yeah. What's that? You switch mics? Or no? I can hear you. Can you hear me?
You can hear me?
Yeah.
I can't hear you.
Okay. You sound amazing too. Is that
all right? So earlier when we were fucking around, I was fucking with my settings. I'm gonna look at them to make sure that I didn't fuck something up then.
Yeah.
It is. It showed up on the thing. I feel like a deaf person right now. This is a very strange sensation.
Oh,
God damn it.
this is hilarious.
I have a million docs open. I'm trying to even get to the settings.
Hello? No?
All right.
Can you hear
no
me?
idea.
No. You unplug your headphones?
Okay. Trying that. Plugging it back in.
Didn't work? Nothing? Nothing.
You there?
I'm here.
Dude, are you muted?
No. I muted and unmuted. No. Not muted.
Okay, so
What the?
let's try it again, right?
I guess. Yeah, this is weird. Yeah, we could just start.
Unbelievable.